Hi, so today we're going to cover the long cloak figure that wears a hat known as the Hat Man. A very strange phenomena, witnessed by many people all the way around the world. And we're going to get into what is this Hat Man figure. And no, I don't mean your dirty priest that lives down the end of the village. I'm on about the actual Hat Man. So a good few years ago I can say I've witnessed the Hat Man, Hat Men. What do I think the Hat Man is? I think they're just shadow projections and they feed off fear. Basically, the Hat Men are policing this matrix. Even when you go down the drug route or whatever and you see these shaped figures, they don't want you getting to know the truth, so that's when they come. Basically, they're just another program and they're designed to keep you in fear. And to say, like, if you was on drugs and then you start seeing all these cloaked figures, yeah, you would definitely going to shit yourself and your heartbeat races and you just want to move away from it. And that's what they are here for. They are kind of like policing the area. Now, I had a good delve into this, and one of the most interesting stories that I came across was Dan Aykroyd speaking about it. And Dan Aykroyd obviously is very deep into his paranormal stuff, and that's how Ghostbusters and stuff was made. He written that and everything. And he comes up with this fascinating story, which I'm going to share in a minute, about these cloaked figures and what he saw. Because he obviously was doing a television program. He was obviously delving into something kind of dark and wanted to film what was going off, and he apparently seen some of these long cloaked figures. So I'm going to share that.
The last show we did, I had both Bassett, who has the UFO time clock, and then Greer. Both Bassett and Greer were there. They were my two guests for the day. Well, the show was canceled that afternoon. And I was outside, before I knew it was canceled, in between the interviews. And I was outside, and Britney Spears called me because she wanted me to appear on Saturday Night Live with her. And so I was outside having a cigarette, the phone rang. Oh, Britney, how you doing? Oh, sure, of course I will. I turned away like this. I turned back, and there was a black Ford across the road, a black Ford sedan. And I was trying to look at the plate, and the plate seemed kind of like fuzzy, and I was, definitely a police car. And two guys were there, and a big, big, tall guy got out of the back seat. And he stood in the street on 42nd Street it was. We were at 42nd Street and 8th Avenue. And he looked right at me. And literally, I was on the phone. Hey, oh, sure, of course I'd love for the show. Saw the Ford, went back like this, turned back like a half second later, and it was gone. And that car did not go past me. It did not make a U-turn, because I would have seen 42nd Street. I would have seen that thing take a U-turn and go away. That car vanished. That car was a cloaked vehicle of some type. And whether this was like a warning to me, because the guy got out of the back seat, gave me a real dirty look. That car vanished. I know what I saw. And, it was just this fast. It was, oh, hi, Britney, sure. Oh, of course, I'd love to. Guy gives me a dirty look. Oh, well, sure. Car gone. That's what happened. And then 2 hours later, we were told we were not to continue taping, and the show was canceled, and none of them would air. I don't know. I don't know. Was that an MIB experience? Black helicopters, military abductions that happen. Sometimes people are taken and they talk about then being visited by, military personnel and debriefed about their abduction. Was it a technology associated with some of these beings that are visiting that wanted to warn me off, or that wanted to give me verification that I was on the right track? I don't know. But I do know I did turn back a second later, and it takes so long for an automobile accelerating from 0 to 40 miles an hour to reach the corner of 8th Avenue and 42nd Street going past me, and then pulling a U-turn and going out towards Times Square. I would have seen that car. And I looked around. I was looking for that thing. It was gone. So, I don't know. The tapes exist. I have them. We're going to try to repackage them. We might put them out on DVD.
I remember when I saw the Hat Man and shit myself and ran out of the house, but then when I looked, they started multiplying. So that kind of just then told me that it wasn't real. They were just shadow projections. They were just trying to keep me away. They didn't want me getting any closer to them. They didn't want me getting close to any kind of truth whatsoever about the Matrix. and that's what they're there for. And obviously my heart was going like a good one. You know, fear came straight in because it's the unknown, it's these dark force entities. They haven't got no faces, but dirty priest. They mainly come obviously when you are dabbling in the drug world, because they don't want you to get any kind of truth, and they deliberately put there like Agent Smith from the Matrix, and that's what the Hat Man is. It's a bit like paralysis, ain't it? It's similar kind of stories to like paralysis, you know, where you get pinned to the bed by some unknown entity. Some people hear noises, some people have jumped up out of bed and found out their ears pouring with liquid, like they believe that something was pinning them to the bed and doing something down their ear. There's lots of different myths on that, but again, there is nothing really to be worried about, and the phenomena is widely known all the way around the world about the Hat Man. It's something that I put in my short films a lot, without people even realising what I'm doing, like invisible cloak figures or whatever. And I put a lot of stuff in some of the shorts that I do because that's kind of expressing about what I saw many years ago. So I just thought I'd cover that Hat Man. And what is the Hat Man? Kind of like sexist. Why can't they have females? You know, why does it have to be the Hat Man? Sexist pigs. The Hat Man. Anyway, thanks for listening. Just don't invite fear into your life. You know? Try and limit your arguing downs, try and limit you fighting, get on with people and have a healthier, brighter life, and just avoid bringing these entities in your life as they are sucking and feeding off your fear. So, just be positive, be happy, and got nothing to worry about.